Hey guys, I ran across a new operating system. It's called FERAN OS. Um, you can you can look it up here. It's at feranos.weebly.com. Um, looks pretty slick. Um, it's free, which is one of the reasons I wanted to check it out. If you're interested in getting it, click on Get Farron OS. And it looks like they have a couple different versions here. So they got Farron OS, which is what they're recommending, released this month, 2019 of December, and it's about 2 gigs. There's the hash. And then they also have Farron Classic, also released this month, December 2019. This one here has two separate installers, one for 32-bit, one for 64-bit. I'm gonna go ahead and I went ahead and downloaded the just the Farron OS. Uh, to take a look at it, play around with it. So I've got it downloaded here. So let's hop over to VirtualBox and create it. So I'm gonna drop it into my this folder here I had pre-created. Um, I like to put a lot of my virtual machines. I like to segment them out into their own folder structure. So, all right. So I really do not know um, what type I should put it as. I'm guessing Linux. We'll find out. I know it defaulted to Fedora. I'm not sure why. Probably because it's detected an F in the computer name. Again, they do not have a Farron OS option here. So I'm just gonna click on Other Linux. Let's go to Expert Mode here. I like Expert Mode. It's gonna redo everything. All right. So other boom 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 boom. All right, drop it there. Um, so fun fact. I kind of cheated with you guys. I actually attempted this installer actually a few minutes ago, and apparently it did not go so well. uh, so I've learned from my mistakes a couple, and so I'm going to save you guys the headache here. I'm gonna go ahead and give this 4 gigs of memory. Initially, I gave it one, thinking, hey, it's Linux. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 gigs. Let's create a virtual disk, and the virtual disk. Initially, I gave it 10, um, which in theory should be enough. I'm gonna give it 20 on this go around. And I talked about this before. I know a lot of people will select dynamically allocated, and that's fine. To each their own. I tend to choose the fixed size. So if you guys want to comment about why you would not choose fixed size, feel free to leave comments below. I already know, pretty much what you guys are gonna say. Hey, you don't have to, You don't have to use all your space at once. The system will gradually increase as it's needed. And you're right. But I'm of the mindset the less work I have to give this system, the better. So if I can just go ahead and uh, create the disk as big as I want, then we're good to go. And of course, if I need more, fine, I'll go ahead and create a new partition and expand it out if I need to. But for right now, I'm going to. I like doing fixed size. So this should not take too long. I know when I did it with the 10 gigs, it was done like in less than a minute. Now that it's 20 gigs, it's probably gonna be double that. Um, but once we once the drive is created, we'll go ahead and power it on and see if we get any errors. All right, we got about 10 seconds left here. So, all right, the disk has been created. Let's go to settings and just double check some stuff also. So, yep, that's where I want everything. System, I get 4 gigs, legit. We can remove the floppy, that's fine. Don't believe anything. Yeah, so on the processor also, uh, this is just for testing purposes. I'm gonna give it 4. Uh, it probably doesn't need 4 procs, and I know you guys are probably gonna hound me on the comments about that. I'm just the first time around did not go well, so this is just for testing purposes, and I'm pretty sure if you guys build this in your own environment, you're gonna change a lot of this stuff. All right, but anyways, we're good. So I will hit OK, and we will start this bad boy up. And let's go ahead and use that one. Also, I recommend, guys, you probably already know this, but if you are pulling in ISO um, on a on boot for any virtual machine that you create, it is highly recommended that you keep the ISO local on your drive and not somewhere on a network share, if possible, unless your network is designed for a lot more bandwidth than most. I know mine is not, and again, I'm speaking from previous experience, guys. Try to keep it as much stuff local as possible. Um, and then when you're not using it, I mean, you're more than welcome to go ahead and drop it back on your network share, network volume. All right, so we're starting to pick up some sound here. I guess almost like a welcoming sound. I'm sure you guys saw some text and the welcome screen, and we are here. All right, so wired connection is active. This is a little splash screen that FERAN uh, pops up. It's basically letting you know that FERAN's detected it's running on a virtual machine. Apparently, it doesn't like that too well. It has to make some changes when it's running on a virtual machine, and that because of this, FERAN may run sluggish, which is probably pretty much why I kind of beefed up the specifications on this virtual machine to begin with. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh wow, we spiked up on our CPU. Ethernet is all over the place. but now looks like it's calming down. All right, so it's since it's detected it's on a virtual machine. Um, it's asking us to install the VirtualBox guest editions. So we'll go ahead and do that and see if that will uh, give the machine some more resources and capabilities that it otherwise would not have. So it is running here, and we'll let it finish. Hopefully, it finishes. So in the meantime, if I scroll the mouse down here, we got network. Kind of funny that it has a battery symbol um, on a virtual machine. That's always funny. So status notifications, KDE Connect, clipboard, keyboard indicator on board. All right, that's nice. Minimize that. Zenity installing on desktop. Interesting. There's our little splash screen. The store. It has its own, I guess, its own little store. Files, folders, Vivaldi, the web browser. Oh, I want to check that out. And I guess this is probably going to be its little start icon. But so far I can tell you it is the performance wise is definitely better than it was earlier in my earlier test of trying to deploy uh, this virtual machine. So all right, looks like it's done installing VirtualBox guest editions. That's grayed out. Um, don't know why it's cut off here a little bit. Probably like the screen scaling is off. I'm not sure if we. Hmm. All right. Well, I ran into that earlier also. All right. So I guess this is the next icon here, and it's basically saying you can change the colors and everything like that. The themes. I'm not going to right now. And I guess it finalizes that. Brings us to its welcome screen. Um, so it's got. I guess this is its uh, welcome screen. It's telling us to install now. I'm not sure what we need to install, but let's go ahead and see. Okay, welcome to the FERAN OS installer. Question: set up your phone. Okay, so I guess it's not done. We're gonna go ahead and say American English. Yeah, that's right. We'll leave the keyboard as is. Partitions. This will delete all current present data. I think we're using this one, right? Why do you want to delete it? Whatever. Not sure what it wants to do there. Okay. Okay, so it has a little login thing. Let's just call it, let's call us FERAN. Yeah, that's fine. We'll call it, actually, we have another name for this. We're gonna call it Vatican FERAN -1. We can't capitalize this? Okay. Ah, okay, okay. Needs to be lowercase. Alright, fine. And then password, super secret password. Alright, well, I'll leave that unchecked. That's fine. Location. That looks good. It's about to make changes to your disk. Or to install, you'll not be able to do these changes. Let's click install now. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so it looks like it's doing its thing here. Alright, so we will let that run through. So it makes me wonder if what we were what we're currently in right now is not really the OS, but maybe like a shell or a wrapper, possibly. I know you guys could leave the comments below on what you guys are experiencing. And this would seem about right, because I know a lot of Linux distros themselves uh, kind of give you that outer box experience that kind of makes you think that you are in the actual OS, and then they're like, no, not really. Now we can start to install the OS, and you're like, oh, okay. So, how's our performance doing here? So we're about CPU's about 40%. Ethernet's rolling. Ooh, disk one is going too. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that I gave it a little bit more resources. Um, looks like this window here is sized correctly. So it's gonna come with some pre-installed software, and I guess on the store. So can we open up the browser while this is going? Um, did I cause it to freak out? This went up. Still writing there. Alright, so um, maybe it does not like to open up. Oh, and here we go. Probably not, should not be doing too much at the same time, but oh well, if we're gonna break it, we're gonna break it. Alright, so there's the Vivaldi browser, and can we get to Google? We are there at Google, and can we get to CNN? And we are at CNN. Oh, wow. Plane crash. Alright, so um, awesome. So we are online. Close that out. And I do not know how long this is going to take, so I'm just going to go ahead and end the video here at 20 minutes, just so I don't have to keep you guys looking at paint dry. Alright, well, thanks for sticking with me on this. Again, this is the FERAN OS. Feel free to have a go at it on your end. Take care, guys.